Hey guys, it's Vince from Team 2 Legit to Crit. We're going to be bringing you two different deck profiles we're going to be filming out tonight. We're going to bring my buddy Brandon's Blau deck. It's on our teammates Kira Twig 2, or no, Kira Qualia 2, I apologize, it's on that channel. Go ahead and put a link in the description, even though that's like an older build, we're going to be updating it right now. And then we'll be getting my Eradicators film next, so let's go ahead and start with his first.
Start as Morganrot, obviously. Don't want to run the ride chain because this is much better. Starter's ability is Counterblast 1. When your Vanguard with Blau in its card name hits, check top 3 cards, add a card that has Blau in its card name. It does not have to be boosting the Vanguard. So if you're playing, say, Mega Colony and it's rested, you can still do his ability. Alright, grade 3s.
Which is horse.
I play 2 Stern because I've seen people play 1, but I prefer 2 because you get it more often. I like to cross ride. And say you say you double crit when you do it, restand, swing with another crit, more pressure. The other 3s, 3 Mond, obviously the break ride. Counterblast 1. When your Vanguard attacks, stand all of your rear guards. That's simple. Also, the Vanguard gets +10 when he rides.
Oh yeah, it's a break ride standard.
Yeah. And then Galaxy. He gets +2 if Stern's in the Soul, and he has pretty much the same ability as Stern. Counterblast 2, Ditch 2. If he or any of the Blau front row hits, restand him and the unit behind him. The only thing is, the first attack to hit, he has to restand. So if you attack with one of your rear guards and he's still standing, you cannot restand that turn.
Yeah, and that's because of the way it's written. It says... it says it gives you the effect, and it says this ability cannot be used for the rest of the turn. Even if you do not pay the cost, this ability cannot be used. So it's saying when the attack hits, you may pay the cost, and then it says in parentheses, if you don't pay the cost. So it doesn't matter. The first Blau that hits a Vanguard, if you do not activate his skill, you lose it.
Alright. Yeah, Stern's pretty much the same, it's just he has to hit. But the thing is, Stern loses Twin Drive.
Which,
Cross rides, that's simple. Also, the only reason I'm running 3 Mond is because Break Ride on Break Ride isn't the best. That's really the only
it's
reason
not
I'm
the
running
best, but it still gives you something to work with.
Yeah, but Alright, grade 2s. I run 3 Blokluger. If I had another hollow, I'd run 3 hollows, but right now I only have 2. If his attack hits, unflip a damage, and if the grade 1 Blau Panzer, I think, is in the soul, he gets +1, but I don't play him.
Well, yeah, so it doesn't.
He runs a great combo with Morganrot, because if you attack with him...
Because this is Vanguard, you can choose the order of your effects.
You choose
Since they both hit at the same time, his boosted... Or not, doesn't even have to boost. His effect can trigger first, then you can trigger his, because Vanguard lets you choose your chain, since they activate at the same time.
So if you hit, you just get a free draw, essentially.
A free search draw. I mean, you pick what you want. It helps you filter out poop.
And then, for Mars Blokluger, Counterblast 1... When your Vanguard with Blau hits, restand him. If he doesn't hit, it has to be your Vanguard. Restand him, he gets +5. Now, he doesn't have to be rested, it's just an additional thing, so if your Vanguard attack hits, you can just Counterblast 1 to give him +5.
Which is a free... if you have the Counterblast to eat up, it's a trigger power. It'll cause pressure.
And there's enough damage on flipping where you can do it. God, it's freezing in here.
I'm comfortable.
I'm shaking.
Well, stop doing that.
For Jupiter Blokluger, you just want another Blau on the deck, so he's a good ride if you miss Blokluger himself. And unfortunately, you don't get the damage on flip, but yeah.
It's a 10k base, and riding it really cuts off your opponent's 9k rearguard pressure, especially if their Vanguard booster is only a 5k, which a lot of decks have. You'll swing for 14, and a 10k block will solidly cut out a 2-pass, so they won't be able to hit.
Alright, on to the grade 1s. 4 Perfect Guards. I'm sure everyone knows what the Perfect Guards do.
Which play one's at wall? Wait, it's not out yet, damn.
I wouldn't, even if it was out.
It's like, what, it's 17 as risers? Yeah.
Other than that, for Claydol, you need the well, you don't necessarily need it, but it is very, very good for the deck to unflip damage. Simply just when he's called, unflip a damage. Since with the combo with Galaxy, you need 4 face-up damage in order to do the full combo. What's the matter? You don't like Fatal?
That does what Nova Grappler does best since fucking Booster 1, but like, God, they need to think about their support before they release it.
I would play the promo version, but I only have 3 copies, and I don't want to mix up stuff.
Yeah, because that's weird.
For Tough Boy, I do not run a 10k attacker in this deck because, 1, he's not a Blau, and 2, you don't necessarily need it. And say you got Galaxy and he's cross-ridden, 21k column, if it hits, it's that much harder to guard. It's really just that simple.
Yeah. And I guess putting it behind a Jupiter on the rear guard hits cross-ride 18 number instead of behind a 9k, but yeah, it works.
Yeah, grade 1.
It'll hit clutch numbers when it needs to. It's not always gonna happen, but it's nice to have the chance.
Yeah, and grade 1s are like the hardest ratio to come up with. Right now, I got 2 more open spots. I'm running Blade Arm. Some people out there probably going ew right now, but like,
I recommend 1 energy charger. You don't use your soul.
I know, that's why you put this in. It's really a toss-up between this energy charger or Polar Stern. The 2 spots really don't. The 2 spots you can really fill them up with anything. But these can boost rear guards, and they just give them +6. And since you don't, like you said, you don't use your soul, you can just, when you do the Mond combo, just keep swinging with huge numbers.
Yeah, as long as you're not losing your cross ride power, it makes your rear guard columns kind of important. If you have an 11k, it makes it a 21 column. Swinging for 19 is better than 13, obviously, depending on if they're actually cross ridden or not.
And if you run out of soul, just calls up and over. It's that simple.
And yeah, you could just. I mean, calling over is really bad, but like...
You don't want a 4K booster.
Yeah, it depends.
Anyways, on to the triggers. I play 4 draw triggers, and 4 heals, and 8 crits.
Which is pretty standard.
Yeah. 4 red lightning for the extra unflip damage if you need to do it. Say you don't have any clay dolls and you only have 3 face up. You know, it's not if you need to, but you're losing a 10k shield. Or if you're playing against witches like we were just doing.
Yeah, we were doing some witch games, and then it was like, hey, Red Lightning's in the drop zone. Guess what I'm bringing back every goddamn turn. Alright, guys, that was the Blau profile that was updated. Hope you guys enjoyed. This is one of the most competitive decks in the game because their Break Ride combo with the Vanguard does some insane pressure, giving you about the 8 attacks you need, and a restanding Vanguard is always one of the most broken mechanics we currently have in limit break format. Plus, Galaxy restands if rear guards hit, so it gives him that extra umph. If you want to just PG the Vanguard and be done with it, you can't, because if the rear guard hits, it's still a threat. And
just display the combo.
I mean, you don't need to, but it's just like Morganrot's one of the best starters. It gives you your early game setup, especially since you can just keep on flipping your damage. This is like a predominantly main field. It doesn't even have to be these.
This is literally the best field you can have.
If you have like 4 cards and Soul to Blast.
There you go.
When you 4 cards, because you need to blast for each if you want to be that guy. So you're gonna go ahead. When you break ride, you go swing at the rear guard column, swing at the rear guard column, swing for the Vanguard. Your break ride triggers, standing everything but himself. If this hits, you can restand him.
Or if these hit, and you get
and then
the +6.
Yeah, you have the chance of restanding those too. So you can go swing again, if this restood or not. But with all of those attacks, there's a good chance at least one's going to hit. So you always want to go here first. Because if you do restand him, you still have your Break Ride's extra skill, CB1, stand them all again for the 8 attacks. It's a really solid combo. It's a final turn push just about every time you do it, especially since your twin drives will give you more power. And even if you don't end up winning on that turn, it's a hand shred. It's going to be gone. You'll leave them with max 4 cards at most. It's bad.
And because you play so much damage on flipping in this deck, you can literally just call Claydol, and you still have the pressure of restanding.
Yeah, because this combo, if you can restand... if you can restand on the turn you break ride and you get your break ride CB2 and Blau CB2, that makes it 4. So it's kind of a hefty cost, but Morganrot, that means you can only technically use Morganrot once, but with Blau Kluger unflipping Morganrot's damage and Claydol constantly. You're allowed to use Claydol, or not Claydol, you're allowed to use Morganrot just about as recklessly as you want because you can just keep unflipping your damage with Claydols, and if you happen to ride Blau, you get the free plus anyway. Alright, so that's going to be it for this video. Remember to rate, favorite, comment, like, subscribe. We'll be back with another deck profile in just... Sorry guys, it's late. Back with another deck profile in just a little bit, and we will see you guys next video.